Hi there, I'm Colin Tweddle and I'm the Project Director for the Improving Caseflow and CRMM project. That's a project I'm very proud to lead because I think not only are we delivering important changes that will make it much easier to do the vital compliance work the department needs, but we're also trying to deliver those changes in a new and different way. Hopefully, what follows will show you some of that. A key feature of this project is the number of workshops we hold, where we bring together technical staff and compliance staff to look at how to improve the systems. This allows people to look at Caseflow and to look at CRMM, to look at the business processes that are involved, and to look at how we can best support those with IT and technology. Here are some examples.
In the workshops, we've been looking at how the Caseflow system works. We've been discussing proposed changes in the new Caseflow system and how this will affect on our work, and hopefully how it will make the whole systems easier for super users and for people who use Caseflow generally.
In terms of the developments that are being proposed, the way it's going to improve my work is that I think it will be easy to see where you are within the case.
I think the proposed improvements will mean less time spent inputting details into the system.
At the workshops, we've been receiving some useful feedback from the actual users, giving a little bit more context as to why things are actually done in a particular way.
The very first thing that will be visible to an end user will be the very look and feel of the system, and hopefully they will like what they see.
Three main things stand out for me is the way in which they're seeing their work, how work is collected, the way in which they're distributing their work, and the way in which they're processing the work. They're all very different in the new system.
It's been quite exciting seeing the users getting engaged and giving their requirements and saying these are things we need, and then as the system gets played back, seeing smiles on people's faces. I think it's really exciting to see people suddenly see the system start to do things how they need it to do to help them. The process is just going to be so much simpler. A lot of the clutter, a lot of the loops, a lot of the kind of complicated process that we've built in originally are being taken away to make it just work easier for the caseworkers.
With a project that involves so many business areas and so many changes, it's obviously important that we manage it tightly. We do that through a project board, and that's fairly standard for changes across HMRC. What's different about our project board, though, is that we've invited frontline users, colleagues who use Caseflow and CRMM on the front line, to be full members of that board. So let's take a look at one of those boards taking place, where we're looking at some changes to the new systems, and then talk to Maureen Coulson, who's one of those user reps.
We've just seen Pega actually show us what some of the screens are going to look like, and it is so different than what we've got at the moment. It's actually, when you're looking at the screens, it's actually showing you where you are, where you can go to, and if you do something, you can actually go back. Well, the changes that they showed us today have obviously come from the fact that people who have used the system have been asked what they'd like to happen to make the system better, and there's an awful lot of those changes, and if only half of them actually got done, it's going to make things much better. And hopefully with the Caseflow and these new changes, we won't even remember what the old Caseflow was like. We'll just remember the nice new one.
One of the developments we're really proud of is the series of roadshows we've been running around the UK, allowing people to see the Caseflow and CRMM products as they're being developed. Now, this has been a little bit brave because we have had to come out and show people effectively half-finished work. So that's a new departure for us, it's a new departure for the suppliers, and we weren't quite sure how it would work. But we were really blown away by the results. Your colleagues, users, super users and frontline managers have all told us that it was a really good thing to do, and allowed them to comment on the systems, to point out where we were getting things right, where we could do things better. And that feedback has helped to shape the next version of the product. Let's take a look at some of that happening in action.
CRMM is certainly been a very difficult system for us to use. It's cumbersome. It took me a lot of learning when I moved and started using the system, even though I was already used to using Caseflow, to try and understand how CRMM itself worked. The improvements I've seen today in CRMM are going to save me no end of time in using the system. It's simplified the system down so it actually just does what we want the system to do.
Well, CRMM, it's largely seen as a necessary evil. It's the system that's there to record the work that we do, keep track of who's doing what. But unfortunately, the experience of using it hasn't been good. It's been a very, very difficult, very clunky system to operate. And I must say that having seen obviously the development system, I'm very impressed with it. I mean, I came here thinking it's going to be an incremental change, an incremental improvement. Instead, there appears to be they've actually listened to what we've said. The system does look to be totally overhauled. I've just been using the system, no instruction manuals needed. We've been able to navigate our way through it, do things with it. Sounds horrible to say it, but I'm really looking forward to it going live.
Thanks very much for watching that. I hope we have managed to give you some feel for what the project's about, the changes we're making, and how we're trying to deliver those changes in a different way. There are many opportunities for you to continue to be involved. So with the next waves of change, there will be more roadshows, there will be more workshops. And we also need volunteers to help us with learning and guidance design, and to help us with acceptance testing. I do hope you can do some of that for us. If you're interested, or if you just want to know what's happening next on the project, do look in on our intranet site, and on there you'll see the next stages and what our next releases are going to be. It's also a really good way to either drop us an email or link across to our online forum, where myself and my team regularly appear to answer questions or just to keep a track on what the big concerns are in the worlds of Caseflow and CRMM. Thanks again, and I hope to see you soon.